Some jobs are just jobs. Clock in, clock out, collect your paycheck. But every now and then, there's a job that takes something from you. Time, sleep, maybe even something you didn't know you could lose. Tonight's story comes from a former gas station employee who worked the night shift on the outskirts of a forgotten town. I got the graveyard shift at a 24-hour gas station on the edge of a dying town. You've probably passed it without thinking. The kind of place with cracked pavement, buzzing overhead lights, and a sagging ice machine that no one ever uses. I was hired on the spot. No interview, no paperwork. Just a handshake from Carl, the manager, and a battered employee manual that looked like it hadn't been opened since the 80s. Carl was a wiry man with sun-leathered skin and eyes that never blinked quite right. He didn't ask if I had experience, didn't ask about references. All he said before walking away was, "Do your job, don't steal anything, and whatever you do, don't go near Pump 3 after midnight." He said it like a joke, but there was no smirk. Just a long pause, like he was waiting to see if I would laugh. I didn't. The nights were quiet at first, uneventful. Occasionally, a trucker would stumble in for black coffee and gas station burritos, or a local would come by for smokes and beer. I liked the solitude. It gave me time to think. Still, I couldn't help but glance out the window toward Pump 3. It wasn't any different from the others. Same faded paint, same cracked screen. But the light above it flickered in this rhythm, like a dying heartbeat. And I swear, it was always just a few degrees colder near that pump. On my fourth night, just before 2 a.m., I saw a car at Pump 3, a black sedan. Windows tinted too dark to be legal. It didn't pull in. I just looked up, and it was there. No one got out. No one pumped gas. Just idled there with its engine ticking low and steady. I stepped out to get a closer look, but the moment I took a step off the curb, the engine roared and the car peeled out, tires screeching like it had been spooked. Later that week, I asked Carl about the guy I replaced. "He quit," Carl said, eyes fixed on the lotto tickets behind the counter. "Why?" I asked. "Didn't give notice, just didn't show. Cops found his car halfway across the state line with the door open, key still in the ignition. Think something happened to him." Carl finally looked at me. "Everyone who works nights here either quits, goes missing, or stops talking about what they see. You want to last? Don't go near Pump 3 after midnight." 2 weeks in, I stopped listening. The black sedan came back. This time, I was ready. I waited until 3:01 a.m. before stepping outside, phone camera on, flashlight in hand. I crept toward Pump 3, the cold air wrapping around me like fog. The sedan was empty. I opened the driver's side door. Nothing inside. No keys, no dust, no smell. Just nothing. That's when I felt it. The air shifted. A pressure. Like something huge was hovering just above me. My ears popped, and then came the whisper. Barely audible, like wind against my ear. "We remember you." I stumbled back. The pump began clicking, trying to start, but there was no nozzle, no movement. And the car, gone, just gone. That morning, I stormed into Carl's office. "I need answers." Carl didn't say a word, just opened a drawer and slid over a dusty VHS tape labeled Incident 1997. He didn't stop me from watching it in the break room. Grainy security footage showed a young employee, looked about my age, approaching Pump 3. At 3:03 a.m., something emerged from behind the pump. Not walked, emerged. Like it was unfolding out of the shadows. It was tall, gaunt, inhuman. It wore something like a robe, but the fabric writhed like it was alive. Its face was a void, not dark, absent. The worker dropped. No struggle, just collapsed. The figure stood over him, tilted its head like it was studying prey, and then evaporated. Carl spoke more the next night than he had in weeks. That was Devin. Worked here 6 months. Good kid. Came from Phoenix. Wanted to save up to propose to his girlfriend. He lit a cigarette with trembling hands. That thing at pump 3, it doesn't kill right away. It takes something. Time, memory. People go missing because eventually they stop remembering how to leave. I wanted to leave right then. Quit. Walk out. But I didn't, because I needed to know more. I brought an old ham radio to the station. Call it paranoia or curiosity. At 3 a.m., I tuned it to static, just in case. At 3:03 a.m., it crackled to life. Join us. Under the light, still burning, I turned it off. But the light over pump 3, it stopped flickering. It glowed, steady, calling me. I stopped sleeping. My dreams were filled with that whispering voice. Always the same words. You were chosen before you were born. One night, I brought a shovel. I don't know why. I started digging near pump 3. At about 3 feet down, I hit metal. A rusted gas can. I pried it open and found a wallet. A photo ID dated 1997. Devin's face, smeared with what looked like ash, and beneath it, teeth, human, too many. That night, Carl didn't show for his shift. He'd never missed a day. His house was empty, no signs of struggle, just a note on the fridge. Tell the next one not to dig. A woman named Jen came to replace Carl. Said she was with the corporate office. Never smiled. Her car was a black sedan. I asked if she knew Carl. Never heard of him, she said. You're the only employee listed in our system. But I remember Carl. I remember. She handed me a new manual. There was no mention of pump 3. No mention of Carl. No mention of me. I'm writing this from the break room. I've been here for 7 weeks. I don't remember what day it is. I don't remember what my voice sounds like. Sometimes I see my reflection move a second too late. Pump 3 is always glowing now. People still stop there, but they never get back in their cars, and no one asks about them. If you're reading this, don't apply here. If you see a black sedan at a lonely gas station in the middle of nowhere, just keep driving. If someone warns you about pump 3, listen, because once it remembers you, you're already theirs. You've just heard the account of one man's final shift at a station that should have been forgotten. But places like this, they linger, they wait. Maybe you've seen a gas station like it. Maybe you've passed one at 2 a.m. on a dark stretch of highway where only one light still flickers. If you ever stop and see a black sedan waiting at a pump with no driver, don't look inside, don't ask questions, and whatever you do, don't get out. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep your doors locked, your lights on, and stay safe out there. If this story gave you chills, leave a comment and let me know what part stuck with you the most. I'm always watching the comments, just not from pump 3. And if you enjoy these midnight tales, hit the like button and subscribe. There's always another story waiting in the dark. You just have to be brave enough to come back.